Let's get into the content, boys. We're caught up everywhere. And let's start off with the gaming urinalists who are absolutely pathetic in every single way imaginable. So, if you guys missed my post over on X, I also made a video on this. It's going to be coming out tomorrow. So if you want the full deep dive, make sure to check out the video tomorrow on the channel. Don't skip it because you saw the stream today. But check this out. So I made a post here over on my X, and I said, see, this is why you guys lose and will continue to lose. People see right through your games and your lies. You just lied here by omission and not stating the real reason why Kyle got so much hate from his Facebook activities. It wasn't because he supposedly liked some posts on Facebook. That's cope. It's because he openly said on his Facebook to off your local MAGA after Trump got into office, advocating for violence and the death of all of those who he politically disagrees with. It wasn't liking posts at all. And this urinalist just flat out lied to save face for Activision Blizzard. This is why you lose, and you will continue to lose. Now, who am I talking about? Well, we're talking about Brian Francis, ultimate soy boy, Brian Francis, okay? Senior editor at whatever fucking website he works for. We're going to go into his article and talk about everything that's in there, and I have the archive link for it so that I don't give him clicks. But I want you guys to understand the absolute lies that are happening in this article. So what is he talking about? Well, he's talking about the recent Activision Blizzard leaks that happened because of Grums and Yellow Flash, right? If you guys are unaware about those leaks, Grums posted a picture from a Slack channel over at Activision Blizzard where Rob Kosich, the president, was saying that he was going to double down on DEI and ESG policies, even if the government says they're not allowed to. They're going to double down no matter what, and it's the number one important thing to them. So everybody, of course, liked that in the little Slack channel, gave it a little emoji, whatever. But then somebody took screenshots of it and leaked it. Leaked it to Grums, and he's been leaking it to Grums. He, she, whoever it is, has been leaking it to Grums often because Grums has had multiple leaks from Activision Blizzard. So anyway, so why are we talking about this? Well, I want you guys to see why the mainstream gaming urinalists lose every time. This is why Alyssa Mercante lost, and this is why somebody like this Bryant guy is going to lose too. Look at what he said. On January 27th, user Mark Kern, formerly CEO of Red 5 Studios, got in on the action, showing a photograph of a Slack message from Activision president Rob Kosich telling employees that the company would be continuing the DEI policies run by the Inclusive Growth team. In follow-up posts, he singled out a technical artist at the company for posts that they had liked on Facebook and called for veteran groups to cut ties with Activision over these policies. My guy, this is a straight-up lie. This is exactly what Alyssa Mercante did when it came to Sweet Baby Inc. and lying through omission. This man just lied through omission. He's trying to make it seem as if Grums and everybody else is calling out the Kyle guy because he just liked some posts on Facebook. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. This is why you guys lose. And you're going to continue to lose if you keep lying to people like this. What are we talking about? Well, this is the real reason why. This right here is the real reason why everybody's angry at Kyle Jacob Hickey. This is the real reason why. Because he didn't just like some posts on Facebook. That's cope. He said, go off your local MAGA. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't like a punchline. Nothing. All he simply said was to go off your local MAGA. And he said it after Trump got into office. Go figure, right? So this is why, again, we are continuing to grow every single day. As YouTubers, we are continuing to grow because people like this who used to be the mainstream urinalists, they're not the mainstream anymore because people caught on to their lies. People caught on to the bullshit that they do every single day. It's pretty fucking easy, right? It's easy to catch on to this stuff. So again, now let's check out the actual article. Let me pull up the archive link here. And it has all the typical things that you would expect, right? It looks like, and again, the whole point of this is to get the person fired. They are actively trying to figure out who are the leakers, who are the people leaking information to Grums, who are the people leaking information to Smash JT, who are the people leaking information to Yellow Flash and Demion, sometimes even me. I have 3 developers in my Instagram DMs right now that are compiling information to me about DEI in the industry. I haven't said anything yet because I'm trying to compile the story right now. But there are 3 people in my fucking DMs right now. And they're all verified. Every single one of them verified, check their work history. So it's insane, right? And they want these people gone. They want the whistleblowers gone. They want them taken down. They don't want them because the cult has to be protected, right? And the cult is being threatened right now because the people on the inside who are finally not scared, right? They're not scared. This is what happens. This is what you call the domino effect, right? This is what happens when it's the domino effect taking place. You got one person leaking information, and then someone else says, oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Gee, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do that. Then another one does it, and another one does it. Before you know it, you got multiple leakers in the same company. It's honestly a beautiful thing. So let's read this absolute stupid article. And again, I'm not giving him a click. This is an archive link. Always make sure to use archive links as much as possible. Do not give them clicks. So it says, it looks like someone at Activision is leaking Slack screenshots to supposed right-wing X users. And again, this is another reason why they lose. Because everybody to you that you don't like is a right-wing person. Everybody who you disagree with immediately has to be a right-wing person. It's such a fucking joke. It really is. If Goonergate taught us anything, it taught us that these people trying to claim that we are just all the same camp of right-wing people, that's obviously a lie. That's not true in the slightest. Far-right users of X, formerly Twitter, are singling out individual Activision Blizzard employees for comments made in support of DEI and inclusion at the company. Now, I don't know of anybody going after anyone in particular outside of Kyle. I don't know of anybody going after any employees or anything like that, or harassing employees. But I mean, at this point, I would almost guarantee that those people have social media pages where they have attacked people left and right anyway. So they're probably going to get hate no matter what anyway, based on their own social media persona. So then it says that Activision employees are facing increased harassment on X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube following the distribution of what appeared to be leaked internal messages between employees discussing the state of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at the company. The messages, which appear to have been sent via Slack, a communications tool used at Activision Blizzard, have been directly posted by far-right users attacking the company for continuing to support diversity in the workplace. False. See? You see what I'm saying? It's another lie, bro. Oh, we're just attacking the company because they're supporting diversity in the workplace. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? This is why nobody listens to you guys. This is why you are a joke. This is why you can have thousands upon thousands of followers on X and get 3 likes on a post. This is why. You can have 20,000 subs on YouTube and get 5 viewers watching you. This is why. Because you guys flat out lie about people and what's really going on and the real issues that people have, and you try to make them into simplified versions of bullshit, and then you try to sell the story. That's what you try to do. Anyway, it appears someone with access to Activision Slack channel is sending screenshots and photos of these messages directly to these users. Activision senior QA tester Sam Hudson appeared to confirm the ongoing harassment in a post on LinkedIn on January 25th and stated that several of their colleagues had been doxxed. Now, can we define what doxxed is? Because I'll tell you what they mean by doxxed, right? What they mean by doxxed is that their publicly available social media pages are discovered and shared. That's what doxxed means to them. It's not addresses like what happened to Smash JT. It's not any of that. It's, oh my God, they know my first and last name. You put your first and last name on your social media profile, you idiot. You did that. You put all your information on social media for everybody to know. How the fuck is that doxing? You had a Facebook page called Kyle Hickey. So how do you expect people to not know what your first and last name is? It's ridiculous. This employee took screenshots of ABKY discussions about the safety of our protected information, like name changes and visa statuses. Oh, this is the best part. You ready for this? Wait. This is the best part. Hold on. Let me reread this the whole thing in one shot. This employee took screenshots of ABKY discussions about the safety of our protected information, like name changes and visa statuses, and sent them to an extremely racist, sexist, and transphobic individual on Twitter who has over 100,000 followers. They added. Gee, who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? I can only imagine who they're talking about. Gee. Just say his fucking name, bro. He's not Voldemort, man. Say his name. Just say Grums. Just say his name. All his haters love saying his name, so you might as well say his name too. Just say his name. It's Grums. Just say it. Grums. It's not hard. Grums. Jesus. It is even more dangerous to be trans or an immigrant at Activision now, apparently, as someone who works with us has no problems doxing people. Again, have you ever sat there and wondered, right? Have you ever sat there and wondered why people are leaking things in the first place? Has anybody actually sat there and wondered that over there at Activision Blizzard? You guys are so... Shout out to Yellow Flash. Shout out to Yellow Flash. I wonder, like, do you guys even have this conversation? I'm sure they're going to get together eventually and have a little bit of a kumbaya circle session, and they're probably going to threaten people, be like, if we find who's leaking this, you will be fired. You will be ousted out of the cult. You'd be ousted. You'd be gone. That's what they're trying to do. Yellow Flash, you have 100,000 followers? Really? Shit, goes to show. I'm not even paying attention. Let's see. Yellow Flash. Was he talking about you? Oh, yeah. You got 111,000. Look at you. What a fucking badass, bro. I need to get on your level. I'm not as good as Yellow Flash. Like I said, I'm just what do they call me? A Dollar Tree Yellow Flash? I'll take it. I'll take a Dollar Tree Yellow Flash. So, yeah, okay. So they might be talking about Yellow Flash or Grums, or probably both. Because to be honest, they mentioned both in this article later down the line. A game developer reviewed the leaked message and identified the names of several current employees of Activision and its subsidiaries. That's not exactly very hard to do. These leaks raise questions about what Activision is doing to protect its employees and what action it will take against the person or persons who shared the screenshots if they work for the company. The company's publicly posted diversity policy promises it will create safe spaces to build community at the studio. The continued leaking of employee messages raise concerns over if that promise is being kept. So, at this point, I think it's safe to say that Activision Blizzard's pretty retarded. Because these leaks have been happening for a while. And only now are you worried about the safety of your employees and the leaks. This has been happening for a while. I remember when Grums got leaked messages from Slack a couple of months ago. It's been happening for a while. So your idea was to keep doing it? To not protect them, not figure out something in the meantime? Only when trans people got involved did you suddenly want to start protecting people or something along those lines? It's ridiculous. Shout out to Yellow Flash. I think he's going to get... he's going to get called out here. Hold on, we're getting to it. The first of these screenshots appeared on January 20th, around the time of President Donald Trump's inauguration, and a reference his presidency as a point of concern over policies and software choices at the company. The first leaked messages show an employee raising concerns over the security of an HR platform called Workforce, indicating it may be vulnerable to leaks and exposing the names of transgender employees who have filed for name changes during their time at Activision. Bro, these people genuinely believe that with Trump getting into office, that all trans people are suddenly going to get killed. Like, that's what they really believe. It's so ridiculous. Like, you guys realize that you survived 4 years with Trump before? You realize that Trump was president for 4 years and you were perfectly fine? Anyway, shout out to Twitter account Yellow Flash Guy. Twitter account Yellow Flash Guy shared several messages over the next 24 hours. Oh, you big old meanie. Yellow Flash, you're a big old meanie. Why are you leaking messages, Yellow Flash? Transphobic, racist, bigoted, sexist. Including one where employees realized their messages were being leaked to X and were asking Activision what it was doing to protect their security. The names and profile pictures of Activision employees were on display in the shared messages. Well, maybe you guys should be asking why someone in your company is leaking messages in the first place. Maybe you should be asking that your little cult that you have over there at Blizzard is making people feel highly uncomfortable to the point where they feel like they have nowhere else to go. And the only option for them is to leak internal messages to people who have their better interests at heart than you psychopaths, because they probably don't feel safe at their job. And you don't care whether or not they feel safe at your job, at their job. You don't care. All you care about is whether or not they bend the knee to the message and they push the message forward. That's all you care about. So their safety, the only safety you care about is of the LGBTQ and supposed diverse employees over at Activision Blizzard. That's all you care about. And you only care at the most basic, like real basic bitch level. Anything other than that, you don't care. So again, shout out to Yellow Flash. He got a little bit of a shout out here in this fucking losers article. Also, Grum's got a shout out. On January 27th, user Mark Kern, formerly CEO of Red 5. Oh, we read this already from before. Okay. So yeah, Grum's got a shout out as well. So Yellow Flash and Grum's got a shout out. You know why? Well, let's finish it up. Hold on. Other far-right users on X and YouTube have circulated these screenshots, ridiculing the employees and encouraging others to join in. Who's encouraging others to join in? Let me click this. What does this lead to? Yo, he linked a video to Dr. Disaster. This link right here, this link goes to a Dr. Disaster video. Wow. Wow, you guys are hating. You're hating so bad. Before I read this part, again, I just want to make one comment really clear. This guy's a fucking loser. All right? He's an absolute loser, number one. Number two, you know why he's mad and why he's trying to do this right here? Is because this kind of stuff with leaked screenshots, leaked messages, leaks in general, insiders, whistleblowers, whatever you want to call them, all of these things that Yellow Flash is experiencing, Smash JT is experiencing, Grums is experiencing, you know who used to experience that? Losers like this. The mainstream gaming uritalists. They're angry as fuck because they're no longer getting any of that. Nobody trusts them to give them any information like that. And so deep down, they are coping and seething because they cannot stand that somebody like Dr. fucking Disaster or Yellow Flash or Grums is getting leaked information, insiders, all of this stuff. They can't stand it. They lose their mind at the mere thought. So that's where we're at with these people. Now, let's read some more bullshit, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Online harassment campaigns continue to target developers in 2025. You guys are targeting yourselves, bro. You guys are destroying your own jobs. That's like so hilarious about all this. They're the ones who are destroying their own jobs, and yet they are coping so bad that they're trying to find any reason to blame anybody else other than themselves. So let's see what they got to say. Game developers have endured a resurgent right-wing harassment campaign, lashing out over the depiction of underrepresented characters in games since early 2024. Around that time, content creators and Steam users in the far-right ecosystem began a campaign targeting work for higher game narrative studio Sweet Baby Inc., accusing it of attempting to impose a censorious agenda on its clients, including Insomniac Games, Remedy Entertainment, and Rocksteady. Some employees of these companies face additional harassment after speaking up in support of their collaborators. It is not harassment to criticize someone. I want to make it very clear. Criticism is not harassment. You are public figures, right? You are putting out a product to your customers or potential customers. Those customers have every right to tell you how good or bad of a job you did in their own eyes. And it's not harassment for them to tell you how bad of a job you did. And it's not harassment when a ton of people tell you how bad of a job you did or are doing. It's not harassment. You so desperately want to change the word harassment like you did phobia. Because I remember when phobia meant one thing, and then it still means that one thing, right? An irrational fear or something. That's what phobia means. But then when you tie that with any word other than homo, it means what it's supposed to mean. But you tie it with homo and make the word homophobia, and now it means something totally different. It's because you guys want to change the meaning of words to fit your narrative. You really want this to be considered harassment. You desperately want this to be considered harassment. You're trying to convince the entire world that what you're going through is harassment, but the only people that you can convince is yourselves. That's it. The only people you can convince is yourselves. Everybody else can see right through your bullshit and can realize that this is not harassment at all. No matter how bad you may want it to be, it's not. So then he says, in the wake of this campaign and other events, organizations like Take This and Games and Harassment Hotline assembled lists of resources for the developers targeted by online harassment. Oh, Take This? Take This? Really? You mean the company? Let me bring up Take This. Hold on. Since you want to talk about Take This. So, Take This? You mean the company that faked its own demise so that it can grift almost $90,000? You mean that Take This? The company that said that they have only a couple of months left to survive and that they need donations in order to survive? And they had a stupid high goal of like, I don't know, $90,000. And they only got to $40,000. And that's after 20 grand from a supposed anonymous donor. And then magically, out of nowhere, they supposedly were going to get saved from an anonymous matching donor. So they got to basically right above $90,000 or whatever it was. Just magically got saved because they got $50,000. So somebody or $45,000. So somebody matched it with a magic anonymous $45,000. Bro, these people are literal grifters. And you know what's hilarious? Since it worked for Take This, you know who else tried that? Booty Adams. Booty Adams tried the same exact thing, bro. Booty Adams said if he doesn't get XYZ amount of donations, then he's not going to be able to continue the Spawn on Me podcast until 2026. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? He didn't reach his goal. And not only that, guess who's still doing the podcast in 2025 that we saw yesterday? Booty Adams. Bro, these people are straight up lying. They're grifting. He tried to say, listen, we only got an XYZ amount of time to be saved. Otherwise, this Spawn on Me podcast that nobody watches, it's not going to exist anymore. So that he didn't even hit his goal, and his podcast is literally still live. And we watched some seconds of an episode yesterday. So, bro, they're all lying. He tried to follow what Take This did. They're all grifters, man. Literally, by the actual definition of the word, they're con men. They're trying to convince their fan base, which are all bots anyway, and they're people on the industry on the inside. They're trying to convince everybody that they're so big and important for the industry. Bro, you got 5 people watching your stream. I don't mind humble beginnings. But you're not a humble beginner, bro. You got 7,000 subscribers. You got 25,000 followers on Twitter. You got 5 people watching on YouTube. Something is very wrong here. Something is very, very wrong here. Anyway, so I just wanted to go over this article. Again, shout out to Yellow Flash and Grums and everybody who got called out on this. Dr. Disaster. They're coping. The gaming urinalists are coping. They don't know what to do with themselves, and they're trying desperately to cling on to whatever relevance they possibly can, but it's leaving their hands. It's straight up leaving their hands, boys.